Hi guys, welcome back. In this video we are going to be playing the scenario Whitewater Park. The park with some excellent water-based rides requires expansion to have at least 900 guests in your park at the end of October, year 3 with a park rating of at least 600. I was hoping for an objective that was a bit more exciting, but it seems that we're back to having guests and rating. We've got some log flumes already built, river rapids, bumper boats, water slide. See what we've got unlocked: transport, gentle rides, coasters, thrill rides, water rides, shops. First thing I'm going to do, plow all my money into shops and stores, so to give us a kiosk. We've got 3 years, we've got plenty of time, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of everything and I'm going to start afresh. If we didn't have 3 years, then perhaps I'd run with what we've got, but we've got plenty of time to get rid of everything and improve on what's already here. So I'm going to crack on now. I've cleared all the paths, got rid of all the guests, so now we can just start building the park from scratch. First thing I'm going to do, put down a handyman just there. That'll enable me to see where the grid is for the park. So we're going to build that there. Everyone coming into the park can help himself to a free park map, and if they've forgotten an umbrella, they can buy one from here. Open. Right. Now I'm going to start laying out some paths, and then I'm going to build some flat rides. We're now into August, year 1. So I've built some flat rides at the top here. One thing I did at the start was I built a twist over here, but I've just gotten rid of that. I realised that I kind of boxed myself in, so if I'd have left the twist there and I later decided to build paths all the way around, I wouldn't have a good connection back. So I've moved the twist now over to this side, and so now that leaves me more room for expansion in future. We've got a carousel here to start, 2 bumper boats just there, 2 pirate ships, go-karts, twists. I've got all my handymen zoned, so there's 1 handyman per ride and per square in front of it. I'm still getting a bit of a build-up of sick. That's something we can look at. I think what I might do then is perhaps hire some some security guards, just like that. And what we'll do is get them to patrol the exits, and then when they're patrolling the exits, then we can put some benches down. Also put some benches down around the square that they're patrolling as well, and that will allow people to have a sit down. Hopefully that will solve or reduce the amount of sick, because clearly my handymen aren't quite quick enough to clean all that up. So I'm gonna hire some more security guards, zone them, and do some benches. Before I do that, just in the middle of the screen there, you can see a duck. We've tried looking for these on a few other scenarios, but they seem to fly away when we get to... There you go. Just like you can click on a balloon and it pops, you can click on a duck and it gives you a nice little quack noise. Right, so I'm going to build some benches, zone some security guards, and I'll see you in a moment. I've hired a lot of security guards, I've zoned them, I've placed benches, still got a few bits of sick around the park. At the moment I'm researching thrill rides, so I've got plenty to add. I'm going to expand the paths down now to the rest of the park, add in thrill rides on the outside, and then perhaps we'll move on to adding more water rides on the inside, similar to the ones here. At some point I'm going to have to add some shops and some food, so I think what I'll do is I'll add some maybe here with some seating areas as well. A lot of people will say that you shouldn't add shops too close to the beginning of the park, simply because people aren't hungry as soon as they walk through. But what I would say to that is that in this game the guests will come into the park and they will wander to the end and then come back. Let's have a look. Let's pick one person. Let's see, there's a way of getting there. There you go. Click on the arrow in the bottom corner, then click on the Z here, and there you go. And that shows you the route they have taken since coming into the park. So as you can see, they've come in and it just looks completely random, literally as if they're walking from one end to the park and back again. So I wouldn't worry too much about where you place your shops, because the guests will walk past them numerous times. I've built a river rapids ride. It's proving quite popular. I'm charging £5 for one go. There isn't really a wrong way to make one of these. The only advice I could give is to not make it too long. We're in June year 2. I've built a couple of log flumes. Both identical. One on the right is extremely popular, one on the left not so much, even though they are just a mirror image of each other. The ratings of these actually not very high. If you look, 2.2, it's quite a low excitement ride. I've got 2 separate stations, one for exit, one for entrance in. The guests, so they're already starting off quite high, and then they go down a series of drops around some bends, and then lastly there's an on-ride photo section, and then the little lift to take them back up to the top. But they seem to be loving it. We can always build or try and build one a bit more exciting later on, but for now these seem to be lapping it up. We are now in September, year 2. We have over 800 guests, so we're not far off the 900 needed. Park rating is climbing. We're way over the 600 needed, so we're doing well. Another year to go. I'm continuing to build. The 2 coasters on the end are generating some enormous cash, enormous amounts of profit that I can use for further expansion. So I think we're just gonna carry on building, same as we've been doing all along. Just keeping on building. We're now into year 3. It's March. I've just started building the stations for a couple of dinghy rides. So we're going to build them from here. The most important thing to remember when building a dinghy ride is to not have your guests fly off the track. That's quite important, because if they do that, they will die, and that's not good. So you don't want your ride to have too many fast bumps, but you do have the option of going half pipe or full pipe. So if you've got full pipe, there's less chance of them falling out. It's October year 3. It's only a couple of minutes to go. before Halloween. Let's just remind ourselves of the objective: to have at least 900 guests in your park at the end of October year 3 with a park rating of at least 600. We've got nearly 1500 guests into the park, so we've smashed that. Park rating has flatlined at 999, that's the maximum. So we've smashed that. There you go, we're nearly halfway through the month. Let's have a quick look at what the guests are thinking about. There we go. It's too crowded here, 38 people. I had a look a few minutes ago, and there was no one complaining about it being crowded, so that must be just as the guests have gone up by around another 100. Everyone seems to be happy, even the people who have spent all their money. That's always good. Let's have a quick park tour. So here's the entrance. We've got carousel, some food stalls, a couple of go-karts stacked on top of each other, some pirate ships, some bumper boats, river rapids, twist, launched freefall, a couple of swinging inverter ships, a couple of log flumes, a couple of roller coasters, which regular viewers will recognise. I put them down just to earn some quick cash, and then some surprisingly popular, considering how low the excitement rating is, dinghy slides, and that's the park. Quite an easy scenario, especially after coming straight after Diamond Heights, which was, whilst I wouldn't go so far as saying it was easy, it's I think I described it as straightforward, because once you've got a plan and you stick to it, and you build non-stop, then it's achievable. This one here, it's an easy scenario. It's similar to the first few, where it's just asking for guests and rating. It will be hard to go wrong, to be honest, as long as you don't box yourself in, leave yourself with a lot of space to expand into, then and build a nice variety of rides. Then you should be able to do it quite easily. I did get rid of all the rides and pathing that was originally in the park in order to create my own from scratch. Perhaps it would be more difficult to use the rides that were there to begin with. I don't know, so just waiting for Halloween to come and go. So the objective is complete. I'm just going to save it. When the game first came out, there was an issue where objectives weren't being recognised even after completing. That seems to have been fixed with a recent update. It is good to see that the game is being updated fairly frequently. I think there's been, since the game was released back in, I think it was December, just before Christmas, I think it was, I think we've already had about 3, maybe 4 updates, minor bug fixes, that sort of thing, but it's good to see. Clearly the game is proving quite popular, otherwise they wouldn't be doing so many fixes, and we've completed it. Excellent. Another scenario checked off. Ton of balloons left into the atmosphere. They'll probably come down hopefully none of the ducks that sometimes land here will try and eat them. And there you go. That is Whitewater Park. As long as you expand your pathing, build a nice variety of rides, I can't see how you go wrong. So if you like the video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you when I do the next scenario. Bye!